Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on 19 July 2018 at 16:05 Eastern Time, U.S. in the afternoon. God bless us all. Now, uh, today was the first day of the British Open, or as they like to call it, the Open. But in the United States, we call it the British Open. And I like to watch this. I like to watch it live. I don't like to watch it on tape delay. I don't like to watch it when it's edited. I don't like to watch it on the NBC, delay feed, where they give you like 2.5 hours. And I thought, well, since I've got this computer, since 2012 meaning starting in 2013, when was the first time I could have possibly watched it, but I'll try to watch the British Open on live stream. No, not allowed, unless, of course, you subscribe to some sort of cable service. No. And such was the case, at least as far as I know, up until this year. Now, I didn't even try to watch it last year for a variety of reasons. But this year I did, and much to my surprise, I can watch it live stream from the Open site itself. In fact, I watched 9.5 hours of it today. I watched about 4 hours of the holes, the holes 8, 9, and 10. So you get to see the different players come through. And then I watched the afternoon featured group, which was Tiger Woods and Russell. That was the Scottish guy, Russell. It'll hit me. And then the Japanese guy, Matsuyama. Russell. Why can't I? Because he was the guy I was really kind of rooting for. Well, I'll tell you, I've never really cared for Tiger Woods as a human being. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I had before, and I have even more now as a professional. This guy was clearly in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And he kept going. I mean, you could tell from his facial expressions, because I've been there. I've experienced that kind of stuff. And he just kept going and doing what he had to do what he had to do, because a pro does, all together now, a pro does what he has to do what he has to do. Just a lot more respect for this guy and admiration for this guy. He's controlled his play. It's not like, it used to be he'd go, booming around, and he'd end up doing some forestry, and then some forestry, and then some forestry, and he always was able to get out of it. He doesn't do that anymore. Well, he couldn't really do that on this kind of a golf course at Carnoustie anyway. So it was good to watch this. And then this Matsuyama guy was he was struggling, but he just kept plugging away. And the Scottish fellow I wish I could remember his name. Well, I can't. So. Okay. Anyway, The Scottish fellows, Caddy and Woods, were getting along really well. They were chatting and laughing all the way. Well, until it was clear that Woods was just starting to really, really hurt. He didn't want to chat and laugh very much about anything at that point. So he was wearing one of these things on the back of his neck. Now, I don't know what that was. One of the announcers called it kinetic tape. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if it's some sort of intermittent electrostimulative, pain control tape, because they say his pain now is like in his neck and lower neck and shoulders. I can identify with that. So I was very impressed with the way he conducted himself, and he only openly swore about 3 times, and that's okay. I swear all the time. I try not to take the Almighty's name in vain, but otherwise I swear fairly frequently, actually. My dad did too. It was always so much neat. It was always so much fun when he did, because whenever he did, my mother acted like she'd been visibly punched. She'd flinch. So of course, that meant that I would take every opportunity that I could conceivably get away with, and say the F word. Which the F word was like just like a direct punch to her. This is a woman that grew up with a guy that went on binge drinking things and would come crawling up the sidewalk and go into this long routine about, the noise kids made when they were playing in the neighborhood that generally involved, whimmity wham, bimmity bam, that related to the screen door opening and closing really loudly. Then he would invoke, the Son of God. Can a man get a liquor rest around here? Well, see, at that point he worked as a night watchman, because he had lost his really good job as a Standard Oil traveling kerosene salesman. Well, now obviously, a Standard Oil traveling kerosene salesman, which was a very good job in those days. We're talking like pre-World War I here. That was a job that was going to go by the wayside surely anyway. But at that time, it was still a pretty good job. Well, we all have our little backstories and carry things around with us, don't we? Anyway, so I greatly enjoyed watching this British Open, the Open, from Kersey, and getting to watch 9 hours of it too, and I fully plan to watch another 9 hours of it tomorrow, and ideally another 9 hours of it on Saturday. Of course, now I'll have to miss some of it on Sunday because I read in church on Sunday, so. Okay. So there. Meanwhile, in terms of my reading life, as you may have gathered, I'm on a Kingsley Amis kick. We have here the Amis collection. It's published by Penguin Books. Because after he died, I guess his son decided to let the Americans have access to his books. And this was published in 1990. No, the collection was copyrighted in 1990. Doesn't say when it was printed. It says it was printed in England. So that's right. This one was shipped over to me from England, the UK. Yeah. In any case, check out the typeface on this. This stuff is like a 7-point typeface. It's smaller than my sort of pocket version of the King James Bible. which is 9-point typeface. I can't, I have to take my glasses off to read this and hold it up like this, which kind of makes it kind of perfect for bedtime reading, but it really, if you do that very long, it's going to give you a headache. I thought maybe I was going to, stop that, but no, I've got a whole, I got a further stack of these things by the bed. So once I get sort of stuck into one of these things, I tend to flog these through to the end. Okay. Well, it's been glorious today. It's only been like 75, 76. And that's now. I mean, in the morning it was like mid-60s. It's great. It's like fall. It's like fall. It's dry. It's not humid. If I felt any better, I'd be out, putting the mowing deck on the tractor and all that kind of crap and trying to wrestle the garage door up. Well, you guys saw the state of my garage here a few days back, about a couple of weeks ago. I talked with my friend Tony in Tucson. It's now Tony in Tucson, not Tony in Seattle, last night, about how things are going on down there. And they're progressing very fine, too, which is great. Let's see. I think that might be all the stuff of substance here. Haven't got any more telemarketing calls on my cell phone today, which is nice. Perhaps the voluble and loud swearing into the numbers when I finally decided to answer them against my better judgment worked. So that, it was trash day. I took trash down. Oh, trash down, trash down. So that's it. So I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers.